Introducing a very unique mad scientist, Mr. Martin Palm, all the way from Sweden. He's recreating a miniature version of the legendary Mesquite MX track in Nevada, home of the World Mini Grand Prix, a cornerstone of amateur motocross since 1972. Now, the theme of the Blending Reality series is all about chasing your dreams and the different paths we've taken to get here. But this miniature track build, it's nothing short of mesmerizing. So in this behind-the-scenes look from episode 1, we're diving deep into Martin's creative process, condensing nearly 12 hours of footage into, well, 12 minutes. Even at 5 to 10,000 speed, that only gets us a fraction of the way into his build. All right, well, I'm Verb West. That was a great intro from the fantastic track build of Mr. Martin Palm there, who has done a lot of really cool stuff, including some Porsche, John Deere, a lot of amazing projects, including Lightning McQueen. Yeah. Some very cool ones that I've seen on your Instagram. Go check him out on Martin Palm after you watch this video. Watch this video first. We got Big Balls, Brent Stallo there from vurbmoto. Chase Stallo here to add some light color. It's 7 in the morning his time, so he's vibey, ready.
He's very cranky in the mornings, so we need to be a little cautious.
Martin's afternoon, he's over in Sweden, and we're gonna watch 12 minutes of this track build from episode 1 of Blending Realities, where we actually didn't blend realities of a racer, ourselves and Martin, all chasing the dream of motocross here. So that's what we're here to talk about, and watch Martin pretend to be Dexter as he builds a motocross track called Mesquite that we're going to tomorrow for World Mini Grand Prix. How many years have we done this, Brent? Us, well, not us, but is it like 5,000th running?
Oh God, dude, I don't have that stat. I wouldn't say it's like in the 40-ish years.
Yeah, it's 48 maybe. Is it 47 or 48?
Yeah.
We've been around for every single one of them, obviously.
Since 1912.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go.
So yeah, welcome to Sweden. And
is this where Dexter, aka Martin, puts his body bags?
Always, yeah.
What do the neighbors think you do, Martin? And do they believe you?
No one wants to go inside. No one know what's inside either. Only me.
Hey, look, he's very good at picking up very heavy objects all by himself, so I'm really starting to question here.
Is it like a storage facility that you build out of?
Huh?
Like a storage facility? Is that where?
Yeah, I need some heavy equipment to actually do this, since we are from Sweden and creating American stuff, so we need to make it bold.
So what do we have here, Martin? You got a bunch of half-inch plywood, it looks like, and a shitload of styrofoam?
Yeah, it's regular plywood that we assembled the ground for everything. It's the basement. No, not the basement, but the really foundation of everything. So it's way bigger than I thought it should be. It's take my whole room. You can see the green screen as a reference. It's a 6 meter, so it's really really big. Yeah,
I think this next shot here, you can really get a gist of how freaking big this is, because yeah, that's massive. Those are 8 sheet. That has to be 16 feet wide, seeing that it's 2 sheets of plywood.
Yeah, in Sweden we call it 3.5 meters.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what that means. I know, but I don't know. Brent, do you know?
Never heard of it.
No, I'm not a meter guy. I'm more of
the base is of plywood, but then I apply a layer of styrofoam. It's actually from the construction store too. It's made for installation in ground for concrete bases, for example. So I made that to actually glue it together with the next piece of the diorama, which will be a mountain or hill. I screw it down in the plywood to actually make it really solid, since you don't want to have moving around stuff like when you're building like this. And yeah, it's way bigger and more complicated than I thought it should be. But only the base is cost about 300, and the mountain is costing about the same. Uh,
Wow.
So, so only the materials is a good amount of money.
We got a full cat excavator down there for scale. So Martin's a giant, as you can tell.
Yeah, and the excavator is actually double the size. Yeah, double the size than the actual scale of the diorama, which is 1.150. The excavator is 1.87 scale, so it's the double size. So it's
Wow.
a gigantic excavator.
It's cool that you're mentioning the ratios here because obviously I've seen so much of this video because I've been editing it, but you've taken the true measurements of the track and you're actually measuring it out here. Chase would be very helpful on all your mathematics here if you ever need to call him. But it's pretty cool that you're putting this amount of time and effort into the mathematics here to make sure that your ratio is correct.
Yeah, but the fun part is I have actually just that image or the blueprint I have is from Google Earth, and I have just mentioned all the meters from the road and out to the track to actually see how I should get all the elevation right, and I even taken all the elevation from the Google Earth image and translate it in a calculator to get the correct height of the hill. So every orange point there is actually a number of height.
Brent, is there any chance you could have put that in the spreadsheet and helped him?
Yeah, I think I could have. My question is, I think you would not need a practice lap if you were to come ride here, right? Like you got this place dialed.
Yeah,
Before you even show up.
I could have a webcam on me and scan it and 3D printed.
So everything that you're doing essentially is kind of like sculpting, huh? Like you're basically starting out with blocks of material that you now have to sculpt down based on literally Google Earth imagery and some drone shots. This part I thought was kind of amazing too, how you do the cutout of the track.
Yeah, it's simple laser cutting. It's nothing special.
Oh
The
yeah,
machine
nothing.
is
I mean,
nothing special.
just a
either.
laser cutter in my
Yeah.
in my shop. No big deal,
Simple.
guys. I mean, I input coordinates all the time and just do this.
Did you draw this out? Like how did you get the actual track layout? Like
No, you don't remember? I asked you.
I don't remember a lot of things, Martin. Yeah.
It's from Google Earth.
Yeah.
Google
Okay,
Earth.
I vaguely remember that.
We don't have Google Earth in Sweden, so I asked Americans.
Brett,
For a second, I was like, what?
Brett's like, what?
So what are you pondering here, Martin? Like just where the track placement actually goes in relation to the landscape that you've started to build?
Yeah, the fun part is I don't know where the track should go. The only reference I have is the uphill that I have back there.
I see.
And so I just trying to lay it out as I think. But the more I work on the hill, as you can see further on, the more I can actually put more correct position on the track.
Is this measure once, glue once?
Yeah.
You guys have that rule there?
He doesn't understand.
No,
I'm not.
I'm not the funny guy.
Measure once, cut once was that reference. I'm sorry.
At what point did you really
Or measure twice, cut once. I'm sorry.
At
There
what
it is.
point did you really second guess answering the DM that I sent you many months ago, and really start to second guess your decision to do this project? Was it about here, or was it a little further?
Yeah, I have even started when I got the DM. So I said yes before you have sent the DM.
Oh, nice.
No.
Fair play. That's cool. You can see the road into Mesquite getting worked out here. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it's starting to take shape here, and the fun part here is when I work, I couldn't see visualize the track before I started to get here. Since I know I said that on a video clip that are in the in the folder, that I have so hard to start when it's all blocky and it's so rough. So I don't even want to start to mess up in any way. But when you come to this stage, I come in a, like your racers, we racers are talking about, when we come in the flow, in the mind of
The flow state.
it's just rolling. And so at this point of the build, it's actually fun, and you can clearly see in some shots here when I'm standing still and just looking on the build, I can visualize how it should look like when I'm done. I know it's coming a clip when I'm standing still and just watching, and there where I visualize how the actual build should look like.
Chase, what do you think about this attention to detail?
It's pretty incredible. My question would be, Martin, so you started out with cars and doing kind of like more commercial-based stuff. Like, what's the difference between that and like doing this monstrosity of a track and all that? Like, what's the big differences in just how you attack it and everything?
It's a big difference between being creative and replicate something. Like in this case, it's so many aspects, like elevations and details, like in the hills that isn't straight anywhere. So you have to actually make that right instead of just doing what you feels like in the creative space and what you think is cool. And it's way bigger than just being creative, I think.
And what are you doing here?
So yeah, you can see it. The sizing and the massive wood structure here, Brent. You can see it. I can stand on it, and I can. Why I'm doing this is because the cardboard I have applied the track with is about 1 meter in height when it comes to 1 to 150 scale. So I had to push it down as much as I could before I laid out the ground material.
I was so nervous the table was going to collapse when I watched this.
No.
It gave me anxiety.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
It's pretty crazy though, just seeing the scale here, how big Martin is, and how big you can tell this track is now. So I can't imagine seeing this in person.
How
I
many
bet
hours are you in at this point? Like roughly.
How
many hours?
Oof.
I can tell you this 11-minute clip
know.
that we just watched was 6 hours of footage that I busted down to 11 and a half minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that's 6 hours of just the footage that he gave me, not to mention.
That's just the first week or two. So it was pretty intense in the beginning. I know I sent you a lot of footage that when I did progress of it, but it was a lot in the beginning to just calculation and everything out for the environment.
Which he didn't do video of. I don't have video of that, so I can't imagine the hours, because I think you probably sent me, I think like 40 some odd hours of complete video. So, and obviously in episode one, that only gets us through part one of episode one. So I really wanted to be able to show what goes into this, because in the episode itself you only get to see 3 minutes of this track build at like 20,000x. A lot of this was like 5,000x and a handful more shots that we didn't see in the actual episode. So this is so cool, and wanted to make sure Martin's art here got the play it should. So much more where this came from, but it's truly blending realities here. All of us wanted to be pro motocross racers, and I think that the point of this whole series was to show that just like Brent, we're probably not going pro. Chase definitely not going pro. I mean, Martin and I might have had a chance, but instead we put our abilities and our focus and work ethic that could have been pro motocross into art, right? So we're blending realities. We all figured out how to take the life of dirt bikes and make it our own, right?
Exactly.
So much more where this came from, because I'm excited to see
we get to do this after every one, right? Like we get to walk.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what why I didn't want to show too much. I feel like this could be way more footage than the actual episode itself, which might appease the YouTubers anyways.
I'm excited to see. I don't get to see what you get. You obviously, Martin did it, and Wes has gotten to chop down the footage. So for me to watch this transpire, it's incredible. Yeah, we knew Martin did incredible work, which is why we reached out with really no goal of what to do with each other. I remember he said, "Hey, I'm a fan. We're a fan. He's a fan." He's like, "What are you calling me to do?" And I was like, "We don't know. We just kind of think something should happen." And then over some time, Martin has some insane ideas for some commercial work that we'd like to do with each other, moving forward. But this was more of like, let's put all these minds together and see what we can come up with. And that was a lot of months ago, so it's cool to see where we are today.
Were you happy with episode 1, Martin?
Yeah, it's mind blowing. I love to as I wrote to you, I watched it about 10 times the same day, so it's
cool.
really, really cool.
Well, what's funny is, Wes, I think what the VO for episode 1 originally was 25 minutes? 20 minutes, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's very hard, like, cutting that down to 3 6-minute pieces and then everyone following along, right? Because, like, if we would have just extended it out to 26 minutes, I think people would have understood the whole story. But, like, if you have to follow it, it's a little more difficult than, like, just ingesting it. This is like a Netflix series, right? You got to, like, oh, man, episode 1 was great, but I want to watch episode 2. And it's like, well, no, you got to wait.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Well, and I think for people that don't understand the correlation here, which, the episodes 2 and 3 story arcs will reveal, we started vurbmoto. We went to World Mini, had to jump the fence. And our dream was to start an amateur dirt bike website, which we did. And then all these years later, 20 some odd years later, we're now officially the promoters of World Mini. So the whole thing is watching dreams come true and how you accomplish dreams. And we did it in a very metaphorical sense. So people that are like, I don't even understand what I just watched here. It's metaphorically as a racer and us as creatives, how we're all living this dirt bike life. And that's why I went and pulled all these poignant moments of Ken Roxon's career, Jason Anderson's career, Ryan Dungey's career, all this stock footage. Not stock at all. I have freaking 24 years of hard drives and footage, endless terabytes of stuff. And I had, I think, 17 different drives plugged in simultaneously as I was pulling footage for this project. So, again, it's all metaphorical in the sense of, if you really listen to the VO and what Daniel Blair was saying in the moments that it relates to in the actual video, you really got to take in the sense of what you're hearing to understand it. I think it's moto poetry, which I think Brent wrote this correct. Like, no one else does this level of thought. A lot of times it's just rinse and repeat race coverage. So we really, us being vurbmoto, we decided to go left field as always and write some poetry.
Excited for the next episode. Yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, obviously in the beginning and end of the episodes, you guys get to see the final product, but it's really fun to see the final product and then see how we get there, right?
When you saw my stuff from the beginning, the miniatures is very different to what the industry are working with. I have never seen a realistic motocross track in miniature. So it's when I did my first supercross track, which was a very, very unsure project that I just did from the heart. And when I saw the community just blasting comments about how good that was, that was insane to see that it had potential for the community to actually build something out of miniature in the industry, which is kind of, how to say it, square. It's like it's new.
And we love new, we love left field. That's why I'm glad Brent signed us up for this and convinced you to do it.
Yeah, me too.
All right, well, we got to get to World Mini, which starts in 2 days. So I have a lot of packing to do. So I'm going to get to that, and then I'm going to edit this video on the way down. So, hey guys, I guess we'll see you in Mesquite, Nevada. Not you, Martin, unfortunately. Next year, he's coming next year. But we'll see episode 2 come out the week after World Mini, and followed by yet another BTS of Martin's insanity of a track build. That'll follow along in parallel with the real series here. So hope everyone enjoyed, and Martin, get to soccer practice, man.